This week, we're diving back into the first part of A Ghost in the Flames, which is Season 0, Chapter 7. I've worked with my audio artist Zoran to infuse this chapter with more magic, more wonder, and more incredible artistry. And along the way, we are taking a look back at the Seventh Valkyrie journey as we make our way towards Season 3. Welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen Along. Let's rock and roll. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen Along. I'm your host, Colin Sharp, creator and current voice of the Seventh Valkyrie. If you are a new listener coming through the series for the first time, welcome. And if you're a grizzled hero of Etera, it's great to have you back. Today's episode is Chapter 7, Part 1. So if you haven't gotten there yet, stop, collaborate, and listen to that chapter. Let's get into our first segment, which we call Inside the Episode, where we talk about play-by-play and just break it down so we're all remembering the same things from the chapter. So, we open not long after we left Cyrus. Bram's got a big pocket full of change, and they set off to a local pub to celebrate. There, Cyrus gets a taste of Eteran beer and hospitality before tagging in with Trandall, a tall Eteran who, like Bram, got totally cleaned out by Central, but needs to head to the port to give some people a heads up about that. And we see sort of how the shift happens in the city through Cyrus's eyes. And this is an oversight, probably because Trandall was just a little drunk, but despite his knowledge of the city, he leaves Cyrus on the street right out in the open in this much rougher neighborhood. And as luck would have it, Rand from the gates and his crew are on the prowl. Cyrus slips away and thinks he's been able to get away until Rand's drunk ass needs to pee. So Cyrus responds the best way he knows how. Strike hard and run away. And for a bit, despite the fact that people start chasing him, this works pretty well. He slips away through the city, and he thinks again that he's given him the slip, but he runs headfirst into a dark-skinned woman. Their brief exchange of pleasantries, though, is enough to stop her in her tracks. And she clocks him as a fellow foreigner, and then drags him away through the levels of canals and streets into the tunnels and sewers beneath the port. And it's there that things go from bad to good to worse. Cyrus is jumped by the woman's crew, who reveal themselves to be very much not Eteran, along with this very clearly not Eteran woman. They're Sestrans, and somehow Cyrus knows their language, despite the fact that he can't remember ever learning it. And in the face of the battle-hardened and salt-hardened Sestrans, who discuss killing him like they would discuss the time of day, it seems like this ability to speak that language saves Cyrus's life. Before he knows it, he's being bagged and taken off deeper into the tunnels, but he's alive for now. And that brings us to our second segment of the day, Outside the Episode. And to start, as always, I gotta highlight the soundscaping and audio artistry here. The way sunset and changes as the two of them go through town towards the port was something I put a lot of effort into the audio of, and the writing of in particular. And Zoran really stepped up to provide some great atmosphere that really makes you feel like you're kind of with Cyrus walking through this living town. And then you have the clash between Rand and his boys that feels visceral and gross like it should. And then you have this daring chase. My telling originally brought some energy to it, but the score was huge here. Think about it, but it really helps convey that pace and intensity. And that brings me all the way to Cyrus's encounter with the Sestrans. And the voice acting here has always been a bit of a sticking point for me. If you've seen ever a picture of me, you can probably tell that I'm very clearly not Afro-Caribbean or Creole, which are the two accents that sort of inspired the dialect of the Sestrans in this section. Now, there are two very important people in my life, a Trinidadian soccer coach named St. Nicholas and my old Creole nanny, Ruthie, who lent tons of inspiration to the voices here. But as I look back and I listen along with you guys, I'll just be real. Even with my very best efforts, I don't know that I don't think I nailed it. And I would hate for what was a genuine attempt to bring in cool accents from other cultures and voices come off as sort of a hokey parody or stereotype. And I don't know, like, I just wanted to, I wanted to call that out because it's an interesting situation. And these are things that I've learned over the past 8 years since Zero first launched. Anyway, at the highest and most amazing form of this series, I'm not going to be doing all of the voices anymore, just a few key ones. And I absolutely think that for a lot of the non-Anglican inspired cultures, that's going to be a really noticeable improvement. That'll definitely add some more texture and experience and depth. So stay tuned for better versions of all that at some point in the future. In the meantime, I just thought that was an interesting thought process to share with you guys, kind of how I tried to bring in influences, but also honor them. And that's it for this batch of the Listen Along. Our next part is coming up quick next week. We've got a lot of questions that we've got to ask. And if you're itching to get ahead, you're not alone. So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can listen to the episodes as they were released right now, today, for free. Or you can tag along with us on the Listen Along. Enjoy it. And you can kind of watch as they're way more awesome. Sorry, me with no audio engineering. It's better with audio engineering. And finally, if you want to get the full magic of the series, but you want to get it fast, you want to be ahead of the game, you can join us on Patreon as a hero of Edera and get exclusive access to Season 0 and Season 1's reimaginings and listen-alongs weeks before they hit the public. Choice is yours. However you are enjoying this, I am grateful to you. But in the meantime, for now, we are done. Cheers. Have a good one.